My first one was last year. Went into it not knowing what to expect. It ended up being quite an experience. It was left a lasting impression enough that I wanted to do it again this year. First Boston Marathon, first marathon ever. I've run several half marathons. I ran 5 of them last year, but never envisioned that I would ever run 26 miles, double that distance. I really didn't prepare for the Tough Ruck. All I was doing was running distances for the marathon, and I was hoping that by running those longer distances, my legs would be prepared for Saturday's ruck. So I've done a bunch of the Spartan Beast races. I've done those 2 years in a row. Those took me 9 hours apiece to cover 15 miles up Killington Mountain. So if I compare it to something like that, I'd say it's comparable. I wouldn't say that the ruck's the hardest thing I've ever done. It's just a lot of walking. You just have to mentally prepare that you're just going to keep moving one foot in front of the other and make good time, and that's it. As for the marathon was a different experience. Runners talk about hitting a wall between 18 miles and 21. I never hit that wall. I just kept running, thinking I've just got to get to the finish line. And so I had run 21 miles in a practice run from the start of the marathon up to Heartbreak Hill, the top of Heartbreak Hill. So I knew what to expect up to 21 miles. My biggest concern was my legs being able to hold out, knowing that they were fatigued from the Saturday prior. So was able to get through all of it, and then once I hit 21 miles, it's kind of downhill into the city of Boston. And I kind of, in the back of my mind, I knew I had it as long as I could just keep my pace up. I knew I was going to finish. I had to think about every mile. I just kept focusing, okay, I'm at 21, I'm at 22, 23. I actually caught the state trooper that I was running with. He's a little bit faster than me, so he was ahead of me. I actually caught him at mile 23, the one that rucked with me on Saturday, and we both ran in together from 23 to 26. So it was nice to get a hold of him. He knew what to expect because this is his 3rd Boston Marathon, so he knew what hills we had left and what to expect coming up. So it was good being with him and having him navigate us through the streets. It actually started 10 years ago, roughly 10 years ago, when the Air Force started implementing us that we had to run for our PT tests. Started running then, and then kind of got into 5K races, and then went into 10K races and threw in some of the mud runs, and I enjoyed doing it, and so decided to keep doing it. His name's Carlos Arredondo. He was there at the Tough Ruck, and he's at the marathons. He lost his son overseas in 2003. He was at the bombings in 2013 at the end of the Boston Marathon. He was waiting for the Tough Ruckers to come in, and he ran and saved an individual's life that lost both his legs. So really nice to meet the guy. He's super nice guy, fantastic, and I actually don't look up to many people, and I look up to him. He was a wonderful person. I'm actually already thinking about next year. I have a bib again to run the marathon if I'd like to, and I think I'm going to do it, and I'm going to ruck again. This next year I'm going to make it a little bit harder. I'm actually going to make my ruck at least 45 pounds, just to make it even a more challenge for myself.